You know, there was a time once when I was young watching this team, the Cubs, and thinking to myself, this is awesome. This is like the best moment ever, right? But I was 12. I was 12 when the Cubs won the World Series. It was amazing to me, don't get me wrong, but I did not understand the gravity of a championship. Not from my favorite team. When you're that young, you haven't withstood enough seasons yet. Because by the time I'm that old, I'm probably watching sports for maybe 6 years by then, total. So, not a super amount of gravity to it all. Fast forward another 10 years, it's now been about 16 years, right? If I watch sports about 5 or 6. And I understand the gravity a lot more of winning a championship. I say this to say that this championship by the Hoosiers is one of the most incredible things I've ever seen. This one will be legendary forever because of the length it took from one to another, because of the way that it, reignited a city that was waiting. But this really feels like something that was earned by a state that's been fighting, Let's spin you around real quick and show you. What do we got right there, Hallie? You guys remember me in June talking about Game 7, crying, and I was sad. I was so upset. I didn't know how to convey that other than I was sad, I was disappointed. I wanted people to finally see, hey, look, Indiana can make it over the rooftop. They won't just get there, right? Fever have a clumsy finish with really a lot of injuries. It wasn't their fault. They had a shot at it. Colts go to start the season better than any team in the NFL and fall apart. So you have these 3 teams, all representing the state and the city of Indy, really, and they all fall apart. And the little old Hoosiers, out of all teams, the same Hoosiers who used to lose, and I said this 2 days ago in my prediction, same Hoosiers who used to lose the Division III schools here in the state. They used to lose, the YMCAs, basically. I mean, this team is historically bad. And that ended tonight. Because I'm telling you right now, celebrate this, soak it in. There's nothing like a first championship. You never know if you'll get a second, okay? Let me put that right here. Pin drop that. You can stop, me right there if you want. This Hoosiers team is coming back. I don't know if it's coming back to the Natty, coming back to the Big Ten Championship, but it will be back in contention. This Hoosiers team is legit, guys. A lot of those guys you see making big plays like Becker, he'll be back. You bring in all these transfers, the Hoosiers are going to be back. And the special thing with Indiana that I think we haven't seen since Saban left is a guy like Saban. A coach who, it doesn't matter who's on his team, they have a chance every single game to win. Because the guys that he has believe in him, believe in the game plan, and most importantly, believe in each other. This Indiana team didn't just win because they're a better coach today. They won because they were a better team. Late in the game, when everything came down to it, the throws and passes and runs that needed to happen, the blocks that needed to happen, you could tell the Hoosiers did maybe 1 or 2 more reps than Miami, right? When it came way down to it, Indiana watched a little more film than Miami. Every little detail won Indiana this game. And this was the hardest game, in my opinion, really, they played all year. Yeah, that Ohio State game was hard, don't get me wrong, but they really controlled it the whole time. Just some things didn't bounce their way until the very end, and then they won it, right? That game still could have gone either way. This one, I'm going to be real. There were many times during this game where I was like, Indiana doesn't look like the better team in the field at the moment. But at the very end of the game, they did. When it mattered late in the third, they did. When it mattered late in the first half, they did. When it mattered late in the fourth quarter, they did. This was the most remarkable run I've ever seen from a college football team. Am I saying that because I'm a fan of the team? Partly. But I also think it's just from the aspect of an underdog story. Now you could be like, well, it's not really an underdog because they were number 1 and favored, yada, yada, and I get that, guys. But look, there has never been, and let me put this on record right now, a team in the history of sports that have a turnaround like this. And I made a video 6 years ago now, because it's 2026, 6 years ago, about this Hoosier team when they got their first win over a top 10 opponent in how long? A ton of years. Against Penn State, right? saying this will be a moment that goes down in sports history. Yeah, for us IU fans, what am I talking about? Nobody cared about that. This moment will go down in sports history for everybody. You know, at least in America. And if you're outside of America and a college football watcher, you'll understand how big of a game this is. I'm really happy. I'm really happy. I can't wait to wear my IU hoodie to work tomorrow. I can't wait to just not wipe a grin off my face. And, you know, they did it. They did. Look, I'm smirking right now. They did it. You know, you can't take anything away. You can't say anything. You can't do whatever. You can cope. You can get angry, yada yada. If you're not, whatever, that's cool. Indiana is the national champion, and that's going to be a long time that they're going to be the reigning national champion, right? Because until there's a new one, and that new one, before I go, reminder, could be Indiana again. This Indiana team was special though this year, and I turned to Tyler and said one thing, and I'll say it one more time because I said it just earlier. There's nothing like the first, right? Indiana could go on, let's say theoretically win 5-6 championships, right? There's nothing like tonight. Well, it's now a new morning, right? There's nothing like last night. There was nothing like that. You know, you're going to see the short form content clips, and if you were at the live, you know, there was an energy tonight here in my bedroom. There was an energy tonight in Bloomington, I'm sure. There's an energy tonight, today, this week that will emanate around the state of Indiana. We needed this in a way, and it felt like finally we all broke through. So I'm hoping to see a lot more positivity out of a lot of us. You know, maybe we're having a bad, because now it's my first day of the work week. Hoping if someone's having a bad day, they can, hey, you know what? It's fine. Indiana won the Natty. I guess that's wishful thinking. Hoosiers did it. It is awesome. And this is a day that will go down in sports history for eternity. IU did it. Who would have thought? How about the who? Hoosiers! Let's go. Thank you guys for watching, and I will be back with that comic review, which I've been sitting on now for like how many days. IU just won the Natty. Holy crap. There might be more IU videos this week. I'm very happy about this run. We'll see what I come up with. Love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Halfback time is... Oh!